Move over, Apple. There's a new iPad in town. Well, maybe not exactly. So today we're going to take a look at the Daylight computer tablet from Daylight Computer and talk about really just kind of first impressions. I know there's a few hands-on videos out there already, but this caught my eye, and it was mainly the main sort of marketing video that they put out. This thing, they just shot it so well, and it just seems like such a cozy, comfy little piece of technology. But we're going to kind of scroll through their site. If you haven't heard about this, basically it's this new kind of tablet that seems like e-ink, but there was a lot of speculation with reviewers and when it was first announced whether it was actually e-ink or not. And it is in fact not e-ink display. It says it has a like e-ink display. And yeah, it's just a regular LCD screen. They've done a few strange things with it to make it appear e-ink, but of course the refresh rate is really fast, and yeah, we'll kind of check it out. So first of all, I just think their marketing is fantastic. Even just scrolling here, you see the day kind of change over, and then they have this very interesting sort of amber light situation that happens. So the marketing's done well. It's definitely something that makes you want it. There's something cool about it. Right. So it's part of this dumb device wave, right? Where we're trying not to be distracting, have so many things going on all the time, healthier, more human-friendly computer. I don't know why they're calling it a computer, because it computes, I guess. It is a tablet. I think that the protective cases they've made are interesting, and this is kind of why it felt cozy to me. They have this case that sort of looks like wool, almost. World's first full-speed paper-like display, right? So 60 FPS, calm experience for your health. You can write on this. You can, as you can see, use it as a kind of computer. If you connect a keyboard, it can replace your Kindle sort of situation. It just looks nice. It's a little bit thicker, distraction-free space for learning and creativity with all the apps you need. So it does have quite a few apps, and I think this is what kind of caught my attention first and foremost after the sort of idea of a new e-ink style tablet, black and white, is you can have Spotify and you can have Notion and ChatGPT, tools that would be interesting to see how they can be used in a black and white situation, right, on a tablet. So again, there's another case. Even I think this one over here was even thinner, and then this one literally looks like there's a blanket wrapped around it. That's why I was saying it was comfy, right? Whole ecosystem this is for the company, right? Build a whole ecosystem of healthier, more humane computers that respect our health, attention, and freedom. It's a computer you can use outside, right? So yeah, I don't know too much about like the technology they've kind of figured out for this special kind of display, but I think this is interesting, this amber glow. Like, I get low blue light, but they made it into like a marketing piece to be like, it's literally amber. Enables spending more time outdoors when using a computer, right? It's almost like a fireplace. Yeah, so it does have a light. You can use it in broad daylight. It's a public benefit company, which I hadn't heard of until I actually made a video for a company called Yorba. Public benefits sort of have these things they have to say that they're doing to improve upon humanity, and they're making money and they can only do certain things to make tech that does less evil, right? So I don't really know all the ins and outs of the PBC, but you can definitely look them up. Anjan Kata, I hope I'm saying his name right, the founder and CEO, seems like a pretty interesting guy. I watched an interview with him. I will say, I think going for a tablet as your first device is an interesting move, especially because when iPads came around, it was the hot new item. And iPads still continue to sell, and Apple's doing this thing where they're really blending that line between iPad and computer, or like MacBook, I should say. But tablet sales aren't that great. In fact, I see more little kids using tablets than adults, if I'm being honest. So it's interesting they would go into a lesser market first. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, they're competing with people like Books and Remarkable in this way. So it's definitely an interesting take. They've had a great amount of what appears to be funding for this thing because of the marketing that they've done. Again, I don't know a ton about this. So you can order it now. I think the biggest thing that is going to just stick a thorn in your side, if you haven't left this video already, to go look this up at the link down below, is this $729, which is interesting for a device that it doesn't seem comes with a keyboard. I don't even know if you have to pay. Let's go ahead and check out. I don't even know. Do you get the writing utensil with it? It doesn't seem like it. There's really nothing else here. Product. Here's the Founders Edition. Okay, it does come with accessories, tablet, stylus, charging, cable, and extras. I don't know what extras means, maybe stickers. You can kind of see that refresh rate. From someone who reviews tech a lot, the bezels on this are pretty massive. I think they've done a really good job of selling the idea. Like I've said like 10 times already, the marketing of this thing, I want one, right? Like I reached out and asked if I could borrow one to review, and they said they're selling like hotcakes, which you saw that batch 5. They're on batch 5 already. They just don't have any units to send right now. I definitely want to try one, play around with it, talk about my experience with it. Like a little thick, I think. So it is cool seeing something that appears and feels like e-ink be able to be so fast, and that's kind of their thing, right? And this setup looks so nice and distraction-free, which is super cool. There's something about those cases that, I don't know. I'm not even like a huge texture guy. I don't even like rubbing my hands on carpet, but that's just such a different take. So here's an iPad compared to the Daylight computer. Sunlight readable. I'm not really sure how all this science works, but softer on the eyes. I mean, you can go through here and see this kind of stuff. I don't know how I feel. I definitely want to try one, and I hope I can get my hands on one. So Soul OS is what it runs on. Operating system, everything you need, nothing you don't. That is interesting. I have found, and you probably agree with me, in this dumb device market, there are almost no two people who want the exact same thing in a dumb device. Some people need Spotify. Some people think Spotify would be too distracting. Some people want Notion. Some people think they don't want email. Some people need email, right? So it's interesting when, these companies are having to start putting their foot down and saying, this is what you need, right? Very Apple of them. This is what you need. We've taken away everything that you don't. But it's interesting when they say, and then they have all these third-party apps, which it's very highly like productivity focused with the apps they have, at least right here. There's AI tools, reading tools, note-taking tools, music listening tools, article reading tools, right? So I don't know. That's interesting. So comfy case. What is that? Is that the case itself? It's like a pillow. All right. So action buttons. Quick access and page turns. Looks like there's 2, which is interesting. Enough battery to last you days on a single charge. Days plural, but not an exact amount. Stylus is Wacom. Oh, Wacom. How do you say that? I never Wacom with a button. Removable tips. Looks fine. Here's some of your bigger details, more specified details that I usually don't like to get into with these types of reviews, so take this as you will. I'm more about the experience, and so it's funny when I'm trying to give my initial thoughts and impressions on a device, because I don't go off of this kind of stuff. I will check it out briefly, but I'm more about experience, the experience you get when using a piece of tech. So as long as my phone is working for everything I need it to do, I don't care how many gigs of RAM it has. I literally don't even know how many gigs of RAM my iPhone has. I constantly forget how much space it has on it because I don't keep a ton of stuff on there. And so I'm looking at products and reviewing products. Like today, I'm checking out the Nebula Capsule 3, right? It's a projector. Like I'm looking at the experience of using it as a dad with my family, with friends. Can I put it in a bag and take it somewhere, right? Like it's the experience. And so I think if I were able to test this device and I found, wow, it really fits into my life well, then that's what matters to me more than any spec or if it's e-ink or not. Like, and I understand it's hard for consumers to drop $730 without knowing certain things. And I'm very fortunate on this channel to receive free gifts for reviews and to be able to test things without really having it hurt my bank account. So I'm always aware of that. But really, I wish more companies would allow for like test runs of products where you could get it for a reduced price, or I don't know. Returns are always there, I guess, and you have to check return policies and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes you just have to try things and see if they fit into your life. So anyway, to wrap up this video, I've kind of been rambling. This product, when I saw that marketing video, it really stuck out to me. And I knew that I wanted to try one, get my hands on one as soon as possible. And because I know that probably won't be for a while, I definitely want to talk about how I felt about the company and what they're trying to do. It's very interesting, and it's just a part of this wave. My buddy just sent me a link to the minimal phone, which I had heard about before. More and more companies are popping up because these smart devices are just getting too smart, right? I don't know. Anyway, I know it's something you guys love. If there's any other devices you guys would want me to take a look at on this channel and this sort of first impressions series that I have going on, leave them down in the comments below, and I will for sure give them a look over, see if it's something I'd like to talk about in this series. Again, I'm trying to do one of these a week early on in the week. Very simple, edited down in this way. Daylight computer, $730. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. I'm not making any money off of affiliate sales or anything like that. Just something interesting. So yeah, thank you guys so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and like this video. On this channel, we talk about tech from an intentional living perspective. And the way I review tech is very experiential, as I've said. So if that sounds cool to you, please consider subscribing, like this video. If you enjoyed it, watch this video next. I think that you are really going to like it, and I'll see you all in the next video.